I'm pushing myself to the limit this week. Ricoma's sister company, Garmeo, recently received a bulk order of custom polo shirts. So for today's episode, I'm going to be embroidering 12 polo shirts using a single head commercial embroidery machine. Join me as I take you through the entire process from beginning to end, including how to do your logo placement and how to be more efficient when using a single head commercial embroidery machine. However, before we get started, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel so you can stay up to date with our latest videos. So let's start by first taking a look at the materials we're going to use for today's project. So we're going to need 12 blank polo shirts, 24 sheets of 2.5 ounce cutaway stabilizer, 2 size C hoops, embroidery thread, 7511 embroidery needles, a pair of scissors, the embroiderer's helper, a chalk marker, and for the actual embroidery, we're going to be using the Ricoma MT1501 15 needle commercial embroidery machine. This machine is perfect for tackling a variety of embroidery projects and multicolored designs. If you're interested in learning more about the MT1501, I'll leave a link to it in the card above and the description below so you can speak to one of our specialists today. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten out my garment, and then using my embroiderer's helper, I'm going to plot out where I want my logo to go. Now, if you've never used the embroiderer's helper before, it's a very easy to use tool and it's a lifesaver when trying to determine proper logo placement on your garment. I actually used it not too long ago to complete a bulk order for Toys for Tots. If you're interested in looking at that video, I'll leave a link to it in the card above or the description below so you can check it out. First, I will line up my top button with the groove on the top left corner of my embroiderer's helper. As I do this, I'm going to make sure that the other buttons align with the rest of my guide. Then I'm going to come down to the first set of grooves, and since we're working with a large men's polo, I'm going to make an L-shaped mark on the part where it says large. After that, I will use the straight edge of my guide to mark the vertical and horizontal lines to create a perfect bullseye for my left chest logo. Now that I've got one polo marked up, I can go ahead and hoop it with my C hoop. All right, let's go ahead and load our polo into our machine. All right, so I've got my design on my USB. Let's go ahead and plug it in. And let's go to File. And we're already on the USB, so we're gonna go to the last page. And we're gonna choose this one right here. It's called HR Profile Employment Screening. So we're gonna save it onto the machine. So I'm gonna press here. We're gonna go to folder 1. And now we're gonna go over to the machine. We're gonna go to the final page right there. Then there's our design. So we're gonna hit OK. And there's our design. Perfect. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna choose the colors. So over here, it's gonna be color 13, color 6, and color 13 again. So I have it at brown. This is brown here, white, and brown. And since this design has some small lettering, what I'm gonna do here is on this panel, the button right here that says low, we're gonna press it for number 6 and for number 13 here, the last one. What this does is on the low speed, it's gonna do it at, I believe, 300 stitches per minute. And what that does is it goes slower on the small lettering so that it comes out more detailed. So we'll do that. We're gonna hit OK. Now we're gonna go to our design set, and we're using our C hoop, so it's already placed on our C hoop, but just to make sure, we'll press it again, hit OK. Perfect. And now what I'll do is I'm gonna drop the speed to 600. The ideal speed for a shirt on a polo like this is anywhere from 600 to 750. I'm just gonna run it at 600 just to be consistent. And in this case now, we're ready to go. We can actually start tracing. So we'll just hit our overall trace right here. This trace is just to make sure that my design will follow within the parameters of the hoop. And then I'm gonna do my contour trace. And my contour trace will show me exactly where my design is gonna stitch. We're ready to start embroidering. So all that's left to do now is press start. Now, while my machine is embroidering my logo, I'm gonna save some time and I'm gonna mark my embroidery area and I'm gonna hoop my next polo. That way, once my machine finishes embroidering, I can go ahead and swap out my finished shirt with my next one. So I'll line up my first button with the groove of the top left corner. And since my second polo is a woman's medium, I will come down here and make my mark on my shirt using the guide that says medium. The Embroiderer's Helper works the same way on both men's and women's apparel. You just want to always make sure you're paying attention to the size of your garment so you can position your logo accurately. And now I'll make my bullseye using the straight edge of my guide. I can use my extra C-hoop to hoop it, and then I can mark up my other polos. That way, when I have a C-hoop free up, I can just go ahead and hoop the next one. All right, so we did have one shirt that was a double XL, so instead of the Embroiderer's Helper, I brought out the Embroiderer's Big Helper, which has sizes from extra large up to 3XL. All right, our first shirt is done. Let's go ahead and take it out of the machine and unhoop it. All right, let's unhoop our polo. Let's go ahead and clean up these polos by cutting off the excess backing. Now let's repeat the process with our other polos. Now, while the machine is finishing the last of my shirts, I wanted to tell you a little bit about Garmeo. Garmeo is the fastest and easiest way for people to create custom apparel for any business, organization, or event. So you can use it for large bulk orders or custom one-offs. Here's how it works. First, choose a garment and decorating method. Now choose the polo you want. Then choose the color and size desired. Then add it to your order. Now upload your design. Okay, there you go. Now remove the background and place your design. Now choose where you'd like your design to be placed. Finally, review your order and add the desired quantity of polos for each size. And as an added bonus, if you order 12 or more shirts, your digitizing fee is waived. Plus, you get free shipping. From there, the order will be processed and shipped to the customer's home or business. If you'd like to learn more about the Garmeo program, I'll leave a link to the website in the card above and the description below. All right, let's head back and let's see how our polos are doing. That's it, our polos are officially done. It took some time, but the results are well worth it. I know the customer is gonna love the end result. Now, let's go ahead and pack them up and ship them out. Alright, that's it for today. If you're looking for more inspiration for your next embroidery project or to get some more decorating advice, then be sure to follow us on Facebook and join the Embroidery and Custom Apparel Mastery Group. If you haven't done so already, follow Ricoma on Instagram and TikTok for informative and entertaining content. And also, be sure to follow Garmeo on Facebook and Instagram to stay up to date with their latest offers. Also, let us know in the comments if there are any other topics you'd like to see in a future episode of Embroidery Hub. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.